Once again, my name is Drew, and today we're going to be talking a bit about Stronghold Kingdoms. Today on the agenda is monking. There are different aspects to monking that we are to talk about. Mostly the different uses for them and how they can be effective. Now, I'm doing this on World 3. I have all monking researched. I have it all unlocked. I don't have it all maxed out. Now, the first part is researching monking. Now, it's seen under the Education tab, but I already have 8 monks, so I'm going to go down here, and then, yeah, it's right here under Theology. And now, once you get to the fifth level of Theology, you go down here to Ordination, and that's when you can start creating monks. Now, monks can be used as for both farming and military aspects. A lot of people use them as farming because they help offset the bad storms with blessings and just different things with that. But let's go ahead and look at the research first of all. Okay. Now, with the 5th level of Theology, which you need the 3rd level of Arts. With the 5th level of Theology, you go down here and you research Ordination. Now, with Ordination, this allows 1 monk per level, and as you can see, there are 8 levels. That means once it's fully at the 8th level, it allows you up to 8 monks. Next is Pilgrimage. Now, Pilgrimage allows you to increase the speed of your monks, and there are 8 levels just like Ordination, but it's based a bit differently. It starts out at 25% increments, which if you look up here, you'll see once I'm hovering over it. It goes 25, 50, 75, 100. Now this is where it starts to double, because it goes from 100 to 200, and then 200 to 350. It's not an exact science as far as how much it increases by, but towards the end, your monk time is roughly the same speed as your attack speed. Alright, now if we go back up, we can see Theology branches off a little bit more. So let's go ahead and see what we have for the 7th level. For the 7th level, you unlock Baptism, which Baptism allows you to remove disease from your parish. Now, I only have 3 levels of this. It goes all the way up to 8, and it goes up first by one disease point increments, and then once you get to level 6, it goes by 2s. Alright, and then once that's fully unlocked, every monk will do 10 points of disease. Now, you're removing the disease. So say a parish has 60 points of disease, and you have this fully maxed out right here with level 8. All you need is 6 monks. Next is level 8, and we have Marriage. Now, marriage, you don't really marry people per se. It's more of a blessing for the parish. Each monk is 1 point of blessing. Now, the level that you use to increase it right here is not how many points per monk that it increases. It actually increases the time frame. Now, right when you first start, each monk can only add one popularity per 6 hours, but fully maxed out, you're looking at 36 hours. Now, the max blessing is 100 now. It used to be 50, but with the recent update on the 7th of November, it's now 100 points. So now when you have a bad storm, you have 30 points of the thunderstorms. It's really not helping you not helping you increase your military troops or anything like that. You can bless your parish. Now remember, depending on your research, it may not last that long. Now, I personally don't think it's worth it unless you get level 8, just because it lasts quite a bit of time. Alright, now we move on to level 9 Theology. Now, if you look, it says Confirmation, which Confirmation is the opposite of Marriage. This decreases parish popularity. So if you're in a war zone and you really want to screw over your enemies, you can send this Confirmation, or as they say it in there, it's called Inquisition. You can send Inquisition to your enemy's parishes, thus making it harder for them to recruit troops. Now, this also has a max of 100. It used to be a max of 50, but since they raised it for the blessings, they also had to raise it for the Inquisition. And now we have level 10 Theology. Now, level 10 Theology unlocks Eucharist, which this allows you to interdict your village or parish. Now, what Interdiction does is it does not allow you to be attacked. But with this, you must keep in mind that if you have attacks incoming, it does not stop those attacks from hitting. It just stops other people, including AI castles and enemy siege camps, from attacking you. Each level here, it unlocks a higher rank for you to allow interdiction. Now, right from the start, however many monks you can send, it's 4 hours per monk. It does not matter which level you are, as long as you have this unlocked, you're going to be able to interdict for 4 hours per monk. Now, if you look again up here, when I roll over this, you'll see. Alright, you'll see that interdiction targets rank level 8. And then you go up to 12, 15, 17, all the way up to 23. Now keep in mind, level 23 are the prince levels. So if you are helping out a faction member and you want to help them interdict, you may have a bit more faith points in them because you're not fighting. Try to get this all the way maxed out, because if you can promise interdiction, you want to make sure that you're able to interdict them, because if you promise it and they don't get it, they may be a bit angry at you. Alright, now I'm going to jump over confession for right now. I'm going to explain excommunication, because confession or absolution only works with the excommunication. So now we have level 13, which is right here, level 13 theology. You unlock excommunication. Now what excommunication does is it does not allow that person to send out monks for a given period of time. Now it's with each research level, it actually moves up in the time. It's sort of like blessings. Each level, it starts with 1, 2, 3, and then it maxes out at 12 hours. Now this is per monk. So one monk is 12 hours fully maxed out of excommunication. This person cannot send a monk for a full 12 hours. It's extremely helpful if you're in a war zone and you need to excommunicate the person next to you, so they don't send monks to you, or they don't try to vote you out of your parish using monks. And now we switch over back to confession, level 12 theology. Now, with excommunication, you're not allowed to send monks for a given period of time. With confession or absolution, it actually removes this excommunication. Now, it's exactly like the excommunication, to where each one of these levels depends on how much time is taken off. So if you're looking here, it starts out at 1 and it ends with 12, the same as excommunication. So you're given a chance, if someone excommunicates you for 24 hours and you have absolution fully researched, all you need to do is send 2 monks, because that's 24 hours. And then once we get all the way fully researched with theology, you'll see all it does is it adds faith points per day to 120 as compared to 110, which 120, that's not that much given per day, but it does allow for a bit more spending, I guess. And now I'm going to teach you a little bit on how to send out monks. Now, I've already taken the liberty of researching 8 monks. This will allow me to show you the different ways to use the monks. I don't think there's any disease near me. Let me check. There doesn't. Oh, here's one. Let's see if there's one closer. Yeah, okay. So there's a parish here with disease. There's 54 points of disease. Now let's start out by first buying a monk, okay? You click the village icon, and don't mind the taxes. I sort of just spawned in this world. And then you click the make units icon. It looks like a horse. Alright, and now on the left hand side you'll see 8 out of 8. Remember, 8 is the max amount of monks that you can hold. Now if you also see, here I will disband these so you can see. Okay, the price starts out at 150 and it takes up 25 unit space. I buy 1 and the price drops to 120. And it'll keep dropping until I get to my max amount of monks. Okay, so we have 120, 100, 85, 70, 60, 50, 40, and then finally it looks like it maxes out at 40, and that's the cheapest that it can get. The monks are the only ones that do that, to where they decrease the more amounts you buy them. Now scouts, for example, will never do that, and neither will merchants, so keep that in mind. Also, if you see 8 monks with 25 unit space apiece, I have 8 of them, so they're keeping up about 200 on their own. But alright, we have the monks purchased. Pilgrimage is maxed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send, I'm gonna heal this parish. Now what you do is first you click on the parish, and then you click the monk icon to the right. Now, I just want to heal it, so I'm gonna click the restoration. Now, I don't have this researched, so every monk that I send is going to heal 5 points of disease. I'm not going to heal it all. I'm going to take off 5 points so you can see. So 5 points of disease will cost me 20 faith points. Now I'm only healing 5. There's still 54, so it'll leave me with 49. So let's just go ahead and send that. Alright, and now that we have that sent, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to increase you're going to influence votes. Now here, well, I could probably actually take this parish, but I'm not going to because I don't play this world and I don't feel like coming back later on today and being raised. And that's the thing that you need to realize when you're using monks to influence parish or Inquisition a parish. A lot of people get angry at that. And now it's used mostly for war, but you can use it if you just want to have a little bit of fun. Now, to influence the votes, okay, you click the parish just like if you're healing a disease, and then you click the influence button at the top. And now when you click that, it's going to show up over the screen. Now you can either negatively influence or positively influence. It all matters, it all depends on which one you're looking to do. Now with this one, I'm just going to decrease his votes by 1. Now you can select any person here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select the current steward. He has 12 votes. And then right here at the top you see the plus sign and the minus sign. Now, right now, whenever you click one, you can see that it's changing. Now, am I going to positively influence or negatively influence? I'm going to negatively influence. Now, keep in mind, I'm only sending 1 monk, and it's going to be about 30 faith points. But if I send more, you see how it multiplies by the number of monks I send. I'm only going to send 1. I don't want them to get too angry. Alright, so I sent 1. And now, a great update they did quite a while back is the monk tracking screen. So what you can do is, if you don't remember what you did as far as, what you sent that monk for or what you sent that monk for, what you can do is you can click the view attack screen, and then you can click view all monks. And it'll tell you, right here, the command that's sent, negative influence and restoration. So now, if you are in a monking war, you can see that, okay, I've already sent negative influence to that parish. This allows for a lot better of organization than it was before, because before it was more or less a crapshoot trying to figure out which one is going where. And next we're gonna go ahead and do Inquisitions. Now, keep in mind I don't have this research, so when I do a Inquisition, it's gonna decrease the popularity of the parish by 1, and this will affect. Well, it won't affect it that much because I already have negative 34. But if you check here, as soon as I Inquisition by 1, it's going to show up as an event here as negative 1. Now remember, it can go all the way up to negative 100 depending on how many monks you send, and remember the research only adds on to the duration. Alright, let's go ahead and send Inquisition. And as you can see, it's only decreased by 1, and it also goes up per monk. It's only going to last 4 hours because I don't have it researched, and as you can see, it only costs 10 faith points. Now this was another thing that they added in the update. Not only did they raise the maximum number of popularity that you can decrease it by, but it's also incredibly decreased in price. So it should get a bit crazy in some war zones. So we're going to go ahead and sit and decrease popularity. Now remember, you click the frowny icon as opposed to the smiley face. The frowny icon, and you decrease it by 1. So we're just going to go ahead and send that. Now while we're on that, let's go ahead and increase it to offset the decrease so he's not too angry. Now remember, we click the frowny icon for Inquisition. Now we want to do a blessing. Now I have blessing research 2 more levels than Inquisition. So instead of the duration being 4 hours, it's going to be 6 hours. And it costs the exact same. And of course the monk time is the same, sending from the same place. So let's send the monk. Alright, now as you can see, it's getting... I'm pretty sure I'm going to get scouted pretty soon if there's anybody active over here. A neutral sending out monks to parishes. It looks a bit fishy, but let's hope they're not too active this time. Now, I don't remember which monk is which. Let's pretend that I don't. Let's click the View Monk screen, and as you can see, we have a Restoration that hits in 7 minutes, a Negative Influence that hits in 8, Inquisition and a Blessing that both hit in about 11 minutes. Now, as you can also see, there's only about 1 monk apiece. Now, to make up for all the things we're doing to this guy's parish, let's go ahead and send Interdiction to his parish to just see the difference in interdicting a village. So, you click on the parish just like before, and then you click Send Monks, and then you click Interdiction. Now, when you interdict a parish, this parish cannot send out attacks unless they break the interdiction, and they cannot be attacked. I recommend never doing this because of the high faith points cost. As you can see, per 4 hours of interdiction, it's going to cost me 1,200 faith points. Those faith points are pretty hard earned in war zones. I've spent 2 million gold instead of interdict my parish before, because I'd much rather gold raid someone or send military from my parish than spend 1,200 faith points in a war zone. But yeah, this doesn't allow the parish to get gold rated, flag rated in 4 hours. I recommend never doing it. It's a waste of faith points, and it could be much better suited interdicting someone. Now, keep in mind also that that this is age 2 for this is the second age for World 3, so those faith points are doubled. So in age 1, it should only cost 600, but still that's quite a bit more than what it would cost for a village. So now, since I am a bit nervous about sending out monks, let's go ahead and interdict my village. Now, I made a video about this before on how to self-interdict. Make sure the village is selected. Now you click the monk icon at the top, and then you click your village again. And at the top right, you'll see that it says My Village, and then Select Monk Target. And I click Select Target, and now I can only interdict myself. I cannot excommunicate or absolve from the same village. So let's go ahead and interdict for 4 hours, and it's going to cost 200 faith points. Those 200 faith points are about 1/6 of what it would have cost to interdict the parish. Again, I recommend never interdicting a parish. I cannot say that enough. I've laughed at plenty of people who I've sent one archer at, and they've interdicted their parish for a day. Those faith points are now not even used to defend himself, so now he's going to fall that much easier. Now, as you can see, there is a report now showing that I've interdicted myself for 4 hours. Now let's since I'm interdicted, let's go ahead and excom some people. Now, when I say excom, it's short for excommunication. Remember, this doesn't allow the person to send out monks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a person's village. Let's click Skullduggery, and then we're going to click Send Monks. Now, we could send him interdiction, but let's not do that. Let's be a bit mean today. We're going to send excommunication. Now, this is just basically the cross on fire. And I don't have it researched, I only have the 2nd level. So as you can see, remove church powers from the village for 2 hours. And it's going to cost 400 faith points, which, keep in mind, this is H2, so it's doubled. Let's go ahead and send him excommunication. Alright, and now in 2 minutes, he will be excommunicated and not allowed to send out monks. You normally excommunicate someone if they're this close to you, and you want to send attacks at them. Now, if I was trying to raise or capture some of these villages, I probably would have grabbed this person above me, and I would have excommunicated him, and then I have all the time in the world now to send timed attacks at him. But since we're doing it to Skullduggery here, and I feel a bit sorry for excommunicating him, let's send some absolution. Now, the absolution won't make up for all the XCOM that I sent him, but I'm not going to send 2 because I still need to. Yeah, I'm not going to send 2. So let's go ahead and send him absolution. It's going to reduce excommunication time in the village by 1 hour. Now, I don't think he'll be on. If he is on, I'll send more, but Let's send absolution. It's going to cost 60 faith points. Now, that's the thing that gets people to, is excommunication costs so much more than absolution. So if someone keeps excomming you, all you can do is just keep sending absolution yourself from another village. This really allows you to stay safe, and it makes them burn faith points a lot faster. Now look at all these monks. I do not remember what any of these monks are doing. So let's go ahead and check our screen. And we can see that we have a restoration, a negative influence, an inquisition, a blessing, an excommunication, and an absolution. Now, you can stay on the screen and you can watch it as it hits, but it's really informative. It allows you to keep track of where your monks are, where they came from, and where they're going. And now that that's set, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you normally where faith point buildings are in a village. So just give me a second to switch over to World 1. Alright, so now that we're over at World 1, I'm going to show you the different types of villages and where you would normally put faith point buildings. Now, faith point buildings allow you to gain faith points a lot faster. So let's go ahead and this is a highland here. And a lot of people put their faith point buildings towards the bottom here by where my markets are, but they fit so nicely up here. And you have all the little the shrines and the cathedral. Everything fits in that little corner, and it allows for great organization, because then down here by your food you can put a bit more markets. So let's find a different type of village for you. Alright, so here we have a River 2. Now, the River 2, I don't really like these types of villages, but I captured it, so I can't really do anything about it. But as you can see here, we have the different faith point buildings just pretty much spread apart, because the food is over here by the water, so we can have fish. And so it doesn't really matter where it goes at that point, because you have a lot of free space. You got to keep in mind the space for your other buildings. Normally you have to watch out for the food buildings, or you have to watch out for the banquet buildings, or even the weapons buildings based on how many you have. Next we have a lowland. So let's go ahead and check out the lowland. And now here, this is another captured village, but in this type of village, you want to try to have your faith point buildings towards the bottom or in the corner here, because towards the top the brewery fits a lot better than it does down at the bottom here. And of course, towards the left, you always want to try to have your stockpile somewhere between your stone and your wood, and that's usually where all your weapons buildings are too. Which leaves the food buildings over here to the right. So it's either top or bottom on lowland type of villages, and the brewery fits so much better up top. Alright, and then next we have mountain peaks. So let's go ahead and check out a mountain peak setup. Now, this was another captured village. I don't like the setup, but as you can see, there's no space to move anything. So in the top left, you have the church buildings. Now, each church adds 15 faith points and a 32 honor bonus. And if we click on a chapel, add 8 faith points. Now, this is per day. And then we can click on a cathedral back here, and it adds 100 faith points per day. Now that's 100 faith points per day per cathedral. It's not maxed out at 100. Then each one of these little shrines, they also have 1 faith points, and then the large shrine has 4 faith points. Remember, that's per one placed. The way that you place these is you click the town buildings tab, and then you click the open religious submenu. Now, as you can see, I don't have everything placed, so let's go ahead and place one. So what you do is you click on the chapel, or whichever one you would like to place. I'm going to place a chapel, and then you find a place where it can fit. Now I'm going to try to place one to where I can place 2. Now I can place 2 here, so it's going to take about 6 hours. I don't have a premium token, so we'll come back in about 6 hours and place the other one right next to it. And then yeah, I think the other one can fit right here. You always want to try to place it to where you can have pretty tight fitting spaces. That way you're not taking up too much blank space, like right here. There's too much space in between all these buildings. It's sad to say, but though that's pretty much the extent of where they would go. You always want to try to make them in the corners, because as you can see here, the cathedral up at the top, it's not really doing anything, and it's pretty out of the way. So you don't, because those can be placed anywhere. They're not based on how close they are to the village hall. You want those as far away as possible so they don't hinder the production buildings. Say like the woodcutters, which need to be closer to the stockpile. The closer they are, the better they produce. And then the same thing with like the brewery. The closer they are to the inn, the better they produce. And the honor goods, the closer they are to the inn or to the village hall, the better they produce. So in most villages, you'll see these off to the side. Even these large shrines and small shrines, you always want to try you always want to try to find the smallest nook and crannies to where they could go. That pretty much covers it for monking and different religious aspects of the game. Um, there's not really much to it. Now, you only want to influence the votes in a parish when you know for a fact that you're in a war with that person, because a lot of times you will get razed or pillaged or even attacked for influencing a vote. People take their parishes very seriously. And when you excommunicate someone, you want to make sure that you are going to attack them or you're trying to hinder them from sending out monks. Otherwise, it's pretty much wasted faith points. Absolutions should only be used when you are taking off excommunication, whether it's off of an ally or off of a village you're going to capture. Because if a village has excommunication and you capture that village, it does stay. Same thing with interdiction. And when you're blessing or inquisitioning a parish, you want to make sure that, again, if you're inquisitioning the parish, you want to make sure that it's your enemy's parish. You don't want to do it to your own parish because that may hinder your ability to raise an army quicker. And if you do bless a parish, it is a nice thing to do, so I don't think people will be mad. You may get a message about a monk going to a parish, but once they find out it's blessing, I've never met someone to be mad that you were blessing their parish. So I hope this has been very informative. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Send me a message in-game. I'm on World 1 in USA World the most, so if you send it another world, please let me know on those worlds. And please keep an eye out for the new video. It should be out sometime next week for the different village types and how to set up a village efficiently. I'm going to be having someone who's pretty good at banqueting. They're going to be instructing you on how to set up a banqueting village a bit better than I can. I am horrible at banqueting villages, so we'll keep that in mind when I'm trying to explain the different aspects of banqueting. So yeah, please keep in mind, and thank you for watching.
Stronghold Kingdoms. The battle has just begun.